to just spend some time walking through. Thank you, John. This will be recorded, obviously, and sent out to you guys so you can rewatch it, or if you have to dip out early, all of this will be sent over to you for your reference. But I want us to spend some time walking through the schedules. Some of you guys have already attended camp before, so this will feel familiar to you. Some of you guys have never done this, so we're going to move through it relatively quickly. We're not going to maybe talk about everything, but I want to give you guys an idea of what your time will be spent, how your time will be spent, and what it will be looking like at camp. So day one, this is for high school. Check-in is at 11:30 for you guys. That's going to be here in Faith Hall in our student space. We'll walk through everything, make sure you have everything in your hands that you need, your leader bag, your roster, all of that stuff. Students will start arriving at 1 o'clock. We will get on the bus and head to SEU at 3 p.m. or around that time. You know how traffic and I-4 and all the things, but scheduled is for us to get to SEU around 4:30, and we'll run through rules. We'll give students expectations, all of that stuff. At this time, leaders, you guys will come and see me, and you will get your room keys. You will get kind of oriented to the SEU campus and get everything that you need for there. At this time, we'll dismiss everybody to go to dorms to get unpacked, kind of just get familiar with the space. Some students, this is going to be their, our graduating seniors. This might be their fifth camp, fourth camp. And then we're going to have new kids who they are going to be walking around like they have no idea what's going on. So this is where hospitality hats come on, where the direction hats come on. And we're just going to help everybody get packed out, get unpacked and in their dorms. Dinner this first night is going to be in your small groups. And we have designed it for you guys to be able to get to know your small groups. It literally is dinner and get to know you. So this is the great time to make a group chat, to really introduce yourselves, get to know your students, let them get to know you. And then we will start getting ready for the evening service, our first evening service. We will start that service every night with a leader meeting. And so typically what happens if you've been to camp, you know that the students will all gather around our chapel, around Bush Chapel, and they're like ready to go. Like it's like they released a new iPhone or something, like the line outside the door. But leaders, we will be inside just praying over the chairs, talking about what you can expect and where the night is going to go, which we think is important for you to know as you are just shepherding students and decisions that they're going to make and just things that are on their heart. And then we will open doors at 7 o'clock. Our evening service we all have said that as a team, we're most excited for that first evening service where it's like you get everybody unpacked, you get the keys out, you get in there, and then you're just like, oh, okay, this is camp, we're here. And I think you guys will probably experience that same feeling. It's going to be great. We're so excited. After our first evening service, we will have small group time at 9:30. And after small group time, we will head into our late night activity. After we go through the schedules, we'll talk about our late nights. We'll talk about our themes. Our themes this year are really, really great. Shout out Alex and Britt for that. We'll talk about that in a second. And then we will do kind of curfew room checks around 12:30, and lights are out at 1. Okay, so it's a late night. Get ready for that. I can't say you guys are going to sleep a lot at camp as leaders, but you're going to have a lot of fun. Days 2 and day 4 are pretty much identical. So I'm not going to go through that for every single thing, but the flow will be you wake up around 7:30 as quickly as you can get to breakfast. Some students are ready for breakfast at 7 o'clock and they're just waiting. Others are, showing up in their pajamas at 8:45 and that type of thing. But breakfast starts at 8. We will have a leaders meeting in Tuscana in the same area as breakfast. We'll walk through the morning. We'll just check in with you guys. We'll do this every single morning. This will be a space where we can share stories, and we love to hear decisions that your students are making. We love to hear what God's doing in your small groups community that is being developed, and what's happening with you and what's happening in your heart. And so that is kind of our first touch point as leaders in the morning. We will do our morning show at 9. That's in Bush Chapel. And morning Devo, if you were at winter retreat, this will be familiar. If you have not gone to winter retreat or the last event you served with us was camp, this is a new thing that we're doing. And we tried this out at our winter retreat in February, where we said to our kids, hey, we're going to give you a Devo, we're going to give you an hour, and we want you to go off, go be in community with each other, but be in quiet community, or go completely by yourself and spend some time in scripture, spend some time in prayer. And so we're doing that for camp this year. We're super excited about it. It was amazing at winter retreat. So many of you gave us really good feedback. Our students absolutely loved it. I think we take for granted that they don't have people in their lives that are encouraging them to do this or holding them accountable. And so when they had to do it, it was on the schedule and everybody else was doing it. They were like, all right, I guess I'm doing this. And they loved it. Even the kids that you wouldn't expect were like, oh, I can be silent and be in prayer for an hour. And it was really, really, really fruitful. And so we wanted to do this for camp. So in their booklet, they're going to have a Devo and they will spend time every morning um, in prayer and in scripture. And some students might take to it better than others. And you guys, as leaders, will pick up on that. You guys model the behavior that you want to see. And in that morning meeting, we'll talk about some of the logistics. Once you get to campus, you'll start to see spaces that might be perfect for your group to have small group and Devo. And you guys can help us do that together, but quietly. Or if you have older kids and they got it, you can kind of give them some more freedom. But more on that in that leader meeting, but we do want to give you guys some more information on that because it is new for camp. After Devo, we will meet together at rec, at the rec field for rec at 11. Rec is some of our students' absolute favorite time of camp. This is last year we had rec chants, we had rec colors. I think Britt, I don't know if Mike on the call? Mike has been saying that he was baby blue last year, and he said, "I want to be baby blue again because I don't want to have to buy another pair of Crocs." Right? Is that right?
He's coming back for the W again.
Yeah. They're trying to win. I say that to say people go hard for rec. They will paint their faces. They will dye their clothes. It's a really fun time where they just rally their small groups, rally other small groups together, and it's friendly competition, you know? So that is rec time. That happens every day for about an hour and 15 minutes. And then we will head to lunch. After lunch, we do real talks. We have different real talks every single day. And actually, Britt, will you mute yourself again? And will you walk us through what the topics for real talks are for high school and then also for middle school? And we'll just reference it when we get there.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for Real Talks this year. We have themed them based on Jesus at the center. And so every Real Talk is going to be Jesus at the center of my blank. And we tried to choose topics that we really believe the high schoolers and middle schoolers are struggling with right now or want to hear about. And we polled some high schoolers and middle schoolers to see what they wanted to talk about. And so for the first Real Talk, it's going to be Jesus at the center of my friendships. For day two, it's going to be Jesus at the center of my mental health, and I'm doing a Q&A with a girl. Actually, she's the wife of someone on our staff at First Orlando that is getting her PhD in counseling. She's currently a counselor for teenagers. So that's going to be great in answering some students' questions. And then it's going to be Jesus at the center of my dating, which I know every kid wants to talk about for high school. So that'll be high school. In the middle school, we're doing Jesus at the center of my purpose. And then we're also doing Jesus at the center of my insecurity. So tried to pick topics that were relevant to that age group, but I'm really, really excited for what they have to talk about. I think it'll be really, really good.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Thanks, Britt. After real talks, you guys will head to small group time, have some time to unpack that, debrief the real talk, and then we will head to free time. Free time is when the pool is open. It's when we have tournaments. It's when they can play soccer or volleyball. They can go take naps. All of that stuff happens at free time. After that, we'll have dinner at 6, and then we will have a leaders meeting similarly to the first night. We'll do that every night in Bush Chapel, where again, we just pray over the seats and just prepare our hearts for the evening session. That happens at 7, and then we will have small group time at 9:30, followed by the late night activity. Again, we'll talk about each of those nights and their themes in just a second, and then curfew and lights out at 12:30 and 1. And then on our final day of high school or transition day, if you guys are leading with both camps at high school and middle school, we'll get into the details of that kind of one-on-one, and you'll hear from me about what exactly that will look like for you. But we have an early morning, so we'll pack out of those dorms at 7. We'll take a big picture after breakfast, and then we will head out of SCU around 10:30 and be back at First Orlando at noon. At the same time, we're going to go right into middle school. Again, you'll get more information if you are leading at both camps of exactly what that day will look like for you. But students in middle school will arrive at church at 11 o'clock in the morning. Flow will be very similar to high school, and we'll do kind of a welcome party once we get to SU. It's a little bit different for middle school because we want to pack as much into that first day as we possibly can for them. So we'll wrap up check in for middle school as quickly as we can and head to SU. Hopefully, we'll be there around 2:30. We'll do our welcome party, walk through rules, all of that. Middle school leaders, this is also where you will get your keys. This will happen in Bush instead of the Furnace. So different, a little bit different, some location change there for middle school. And then we are going straight to rec for middle school. So this is important for your students. Your parents have been communicated with. They know this, but you guys also, I want you to know, you guys need to dress for rec. Be ready to go. If you're baby blue and you're going all out, wear your baby blue. It's time for rec as soon as we get to SEU. Again, that's because we want to just pack as much into middle school camp as we can because they have a little bit less time than high school. So after rec, they will unpack. So they're doing rec before they unpack, which is why we want you to be dressed. And then they'll head straight from unpacking into free time. And then you guys will have a very similar dinner and get to know you. That's, again, the time to make that group chat, to really connect with your students and set up the week really well. And then we will head into our evening service, followed by small group time, and then the middle school late nights. And then our lights out is a little earlier than high school. It's an hour earlier. Middle school, they just can't hang. I work on middle school team. I work with middle schoolers. I love them, but they can't hang. And I'm sure leaders are not mad at that either. So we get to go to bed a little bit earlier. Day two and three follow a very similar structure as high school camp. So I'm not going to go through all of that. You have access to this. This will be sent out to you. It's also on our digital leader hub, which more on that in just a second. But we'll have real talks at middle school, small group time, free time, dinner, evening service, and then that late night. On the final day, also very early morning, we'll pack out of SEU after our morning service, which is different from high school. We do have a morning service for middle school on that last day. And then we'll be back at FBO at about noon on the 19th. So that's a lot of information. Again, that will be sent to you, but that's our schedule. Okay. If you haven't already seen this, I know some of you have already bought your clothes. You already bought your fits, Laurie. I'm thinking of you. But high school night one is Shrek night. Okay, yes, Green Ogre Shrek. We're very excited about this. Bring your ogre ears and your Lord Farquaad bobs and all the things. Night two is Adam Sandler night. What we mean by this is like literally how it sounds. Think Adam Sandler and how he just wears jorts and oversized shirts only, and that's the vibe. This is, interestingly enough, has the most hype among our students. Okay, they are the most excited about Adam Sandler night. There will be a $600 prize for the activity that we have for the winning group that night. For night three, our lip sync battle is Pirates versus Parliament. So like Jack Sparrow versus like Alexander Hamilton. That's the vibe. And then our last night of high school camp is going to be reflection night. We do this every year to just reflect on the camp week and all that God has done. For middle school night one, we are doing a gender split late night. So for the boys, it is going to be neon construction night. They will have their own party. And the night that I'm the most looking forward to is definitely our girls' PJ party. It is the most fun karaoke, PJs, lemonade. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. And then for lip sync battle for middle school, we're doing Avengers night, and then also reflection night for their last night of middle school camp. Okay, for the rules, I'm not going to go through all of this. This is, again, you have access to this on the digital leader hub, but guys, students and leaders must attend every single scheduled event, be on time. Guys are never allowed in girls' sleeping areas. Girls are never allowed in the guys' areas. Students and leaders must remain in their room from the late night, from the lights out until breakfast the next morning. We don't want to see anybody roaming this campus, stealing golf carts, that type of thing. Cell phone usage is not permitted during activities. This seems like it would just be a student thing, but actually a lot of leaders do this too. And so I want to remind you guys that your students model they practice what you model. And so if cell phones are becoming a distraction, they might be doing it because they see you doing it. And so check that during those activities, especially our sessions. No one's allowed to leave campus unless you have express permission from us and we have advance notice. You don't need to go anywhere. We have everything for you. Please stay on campus. No one is allowed to switch groups or to just just go somewhere else with your group. So stay in our areas, and you can't just switch group. You can't switch a co-leader, that type of thing. So please model that behavior as well. I'm going to keep moving here. We don't allow other students or leaders to visit camp. Okay, so if your friends live in Tampa, they live close, and you just wanted to pop in, that's not allowed. Please do not allow that or encourage that. Offensive or unruly conduct will result in dismissal. Students may not have possessions of any medications unless they're 18. This is important for you guys to know because we are going to require all of our students to submit their medications to our camp nurses. So we'll have 2 nurses for high school and 2 nurses for middle school. Every medication, okay, from prescription medication to their Advil, they have to turn it into those nurses. It will have their name on it. We will keep it safe. They will have to go to the nurse to get all of that. Emergency medication like an EpiPen or an inhaler they can keep with them. But all medication, including their just, ibuprofen, has to go to the nurse. So help us with that as well. You guys cannot order any Uber Eats, DoorDash, pizza for your kids or for yourself. Please help us with that. It really is a safety thing. If your students are like, I'm starving, I need McDonald's, just say, you're fine. I'll get you a snack. I'll try to help. But we can't be having our students or even you communicating with random adults. Again, these people are coming to campus. They get lost. You have to go to a different place in campus. We really just want to avoid it for a lot of reasons, mostly safety reasons. No pranks of any kind. Bullying will not be tolerated. They'll be sent home. Please, no PDA. Help us with that. And then these items are prohibited: fireworks, prank items, illegal substances, weapons, vapes, or any smoking devices or materials. Okay. Packing list. This has been sent out to you in an email, so I'm not going to go through everything here. I would say just make sure that you have shorts and closed-toed shoes, that you have cool and comfortable outfits. Make sure that you are bringing your bedding, your twin bedding, and your pillow, your blanket. Don't forget that. Obviously, your toiletries, your deodorant, all of that. Bring at least 1 towel for showers, and then also a second towel for swimming. I would love for you guys, and we would love for you to bring your hard copy Bible and just model that for your students as well. Instead of looking at your phone, being on your phone, you're going to want to take notes, bring a journal. Sunscreen is a must, bug spray is a must. If you want to bring some money, you totally can. There's some vending machines on campus, and there is a Chick-fil-A on campus, so you can bring money there. And then any snacks that you guys want. This year, we're going to be doing some liter drops with some caffeine. But if you need, 3 Celsius a day or something like that, you really need to be bringing your own caffeine so that you're not relying on those drops. So if there's a specific brand of snack you like or a specific coffee drink you like, we would highly encourage you to bring that and just bring that yourself. I would highly encourage you to bring a water bottle and then obviously your late night outfits, as we have already said. Some other information that we want you guys to know is around next steps. If you've served with us before, this will be familiar to you, but one of the big roles that you have as a small group leader is to help your student take the best next step. Some of them are, maybe they've never followed Jesus before, and they are going to make that decision this week. Some of them are doing something or they're in sin that they know they shouldn't be, and they're feeling conviction and they don't know what to do. And so you guys, this is really how you, as a major role that you guys have this week, is to help them navigate that and to shepherd them through that. And so some resources that we give you in your folder and digitally, we will have a response guide for you. This is really just a first glance help to be like, how do I have this conversation with this student who maybe wants to get baptized or follow Jesus? It's really just a tool for you to help you out. And then we have our next step sheet, which is helpful for us for some of the logistics of following up and processing. We want to come alongside you guys and help a student get baptized, take a next step, partner with parents. And so that sheet is super helpful for us, just logistically, to be in contact with you and help them make that next step. And then we have a response team. So every single night, we will be doing some type of response, and we will invite students who want to just get out of the room, get into a response room and be away. We'll invite them to come there and to pray or be prayed for, or to just take some time to process. And we will have a team that will be there ready to receive them. And it will be a team made up of you. And I will reach out to you guys, and you will know who you are. So your team your students will be safe with that team as they process next steps, and we will be in contact with you about steps that your student wants to take. For special needs, we will be having a streaming room in for during the services in the building next to Bush Chapel. So it's very close by the chapel. It's upstairs. We've had it there. It's the same room we've had it in for the last couple of years. So you might be familiar with that. This is for students who might have autism or might have anxiety, or for some reason they're feeling super overwhelmed by the loud noises, the lights, anything like that. They just need to get out, need a minute. They can go to the streaming room and just take a break or just enjoy that experience. That's a little quieter and a little bit more their speed for those evening services. We also have a separate rec experience for students who just cannot be at the rec field. This will be in the air-conditioned room near the rec field. This room is not for you or your students who want to just soak up some air conditioning and get out of the sun. This room is not for people who just need to charge their phone. This room is for students who really want to do rec, but they need a completely different experience to have the best time. And so if you have questions about that, my very good friend Britt Nelson is in charge of special needs stuff. You can also save that question for the end, and she can answer that, or we can answer that for you. Okay. New for Camp Orlando, kind of new-ish, is the Dean team. Our team is very excited about the Dean team. What you know, if you've been to camp before, maybe you don't know, is that students do crazy stuff sometimes. There's discipline issues, there's behavioral problems, things happen. You guys as small group leaders are equipped and responsible for navigating minor things in your group. Okay, if you've got a kid on their phone all the time, you are empowered to take that phone for a time. You are empowered to tell them to stop talking. You are empowered to remind them of when lights out is. You are reminded, you have their parent contact information. You are empowered for minor discipline things like that. But for major discipline issues, for things that you really just need a second opinion on, you're really not sure how to navigate that, your first point of contact is not me, it's not Alex, it's not Juan, it's not David, it's not Britt, it's not John. It is the Dean team. And so we will assign these people to you based on your rooming location. So these people will be close to you. They will be nearby you. They will be a same gender person that you will be able to contact for discipline issues. Okay. If you have a question about that, again, they are your first point of contact for any discipline issues. If it's 2 a.m., they're your first point of contact. If it's 2 p.m., they're your first point of contact. No matter where we are, what time of day it is, they are there for you, to serve you, to help you navigate those discipline issues. So that is our Dean team. We're very excited. Pray for these people. They are saints. They are great. We are so excited. They have been carefully chosen, and we trust them, and we know that they're going to be great, that they are there to serve you for any discipline issues. You've already heard about the Digital Leader Hub. This is new this year. That link is serveinstudentministry.com. If you serve with us on a regular basis, that URL is familiar to you. It's /Camp Leader Hub. All of these things that we have talked about, all of your materials, your dean contacts, your nurse contacts, your SCU security contact, our contacts, they will be at a glance quickly accessible to you through this Leader Hub. The reason it's password protected is because we have contacts on there, but that password is Camp O25 Leader. My computer saves the password, so I'm not sure if yours does, but you can bookmark it and save that password for easy access. But we want everything to be in one place for you. All of the materials that are in your folder will be digitally accessible there, so you can look at that early. Right now, it's a work in progress, but all of that will be ready to go by the time we leave on Saturday. All right, what we need from you. You already know this. You've already gotten emails from me about this, but we need full application references. We need safe training, code of conduct, a background check, and our camp training videos. All of these first things, except for the camp training videos, are a part of how we keep our spaces safe. We care about our students. We care about you guys being safe people. And we require for all of our adults, regardless of what position they are serving in, to be safe train. This is abuse prevention training. Some of you guys have already done it. I've been looking at your progress so far. Some of you guys still need to do it. If you have questions about this, if you think you've already done it, you're not quite sure, please just reach out to me. I put my email in my name on purpose so you guys can see that quickly, and you can shoot me an email or just respond to an email that I've already sent you. But this stuff is super important. You are not going to be able to get on the bus without all of those training things, okay? The last thing there, the camp training videos, those are more kind of shepherding things. Those we talk about next steps. We talk about being just a successful small group leader, being a good co-leader. So we want those for you as well. But our safe training is super, super important. We require that for everybody. Please join our GroupMe leader chats. This is something that's relatively new as well. John, if you can drop those links into our chat, that would be great. We have 4 chats. So for each camp, we're going to have 2 chats. One of them is fully just announcements. This is not, you can't reply in it. You can't do anything. This is just us saying, hey, there's lightning and we have to stay inside. Like, pay attention to that. And then the other chat is going to be for you to pop your questions in there, for you to send funny videos, overheard Camp Orlando things. We love to hear stories there, funny things. Your kids will say funny things. We want to laugh about it. So that's for that. And then we will have, like I said, both of those chats for both of those camps. So if you're coming to both camps, please join all 4 of those chats. And then you know which camp you're going to and which chat you need to join. If you need to make some space on your phone, delete some photos, please do that. We are going to rely heavily on these chats. We want you to have all of the information that you need. And then after camp, you can delete GroupMe. But this is the place that you're going to need to get all of your information. David already mentioned this, but the other thing we need from you is to be the person you needed when you were younger. I don't want you guys to overcomplicate being a small group leader. Yes, it's important. Yes, we care about all of the logistics, but I want you guys, when you're faced with a problem, faced with what do I do in this moment? I want you to think about what you were like in that season. I want you to think about what you needed in that moment, even when you're frustrated, when you're tired, especially when you're frustrated and when you're tired. It can be complicated. I'm not going to say that situations aren't, but for the most part, we think it's simple, and we think we really want you to be the person that you needed when you were your student's age. And then finally, join us in prayer. Please pray for us, pray for our team, pray for our prep, pray for each other, pray for your co-leader, pray for, if you're serving at middle school, you might have a student leader leading with you, pray for them. Pray for the rec team, pray for our band, pray for our SU staff, pray for health and safety. That is really what we can do to succeed. Prayer is not a side thing we can do. It's one of the main things that we can do. We believe in that. So, all right, that was a lot of information. If you have questions, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, I think. If you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask them, or you can pop it in the chat. We will do our very best to answer them. If I do not know the answer to a question, I will find it out for you, and I will reach out to you with that answer afterwards. All right?
Question for you, Emma.
Yes.
So I know that in the email it said that if you've done these classes before, you don't have to do them. So are we doing them all again, or like what? Can you just clarify that? To like people, leaders that have already been there and new leaders, like who has to do what?
Yep. So safe training is something that we need renewed every 2 years. And so a lot of us on this call have actually done our training in 2023. And so a lot of you will get an email from me today or tomorrow saying, hey, you've already done this, but it's been a couple years, so we need it to be renewed. So Elsie, I'm not sure if you fall into that category or not. If you just went to VBS, or if you've been to another First Orlando event where you worked with minors, the likelihood that you're up to date is really, really high. So I would just say that you just wait. If you've already done it and you're not sure, just wait. I promise you, if I need something from you, I will email you multiple times probably. And so if I haven't emailed you about anything, you're probably good to go. And if you're not sure and you just want to double check, I can totally check easily for you. Elsie, again, I don't know the status of your safe stuff off the top of my head, but yes, if you're a brand new leader with us, you'll need everything. If you currently lead with us, you're probably up to date, but we might need to re-up. 2023 was kind of the year that we launched safe training. And so a lot of you, if you remember that, if you were there for that, it might be time for you to renew, and I will reach out and send that to you. Does that make sense?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you guys are bringing back that 1 hour devotion time, because that was super awesome. The girls really loved it. So I'm glad you guys decided that in. Awesome. One more thing. Are you guys bringing COVID tests?
Yep, we are. We are bringing COVID tests. The nurses will have COVID tests. They are fully stocked. We also should pray against COVID this year.
Yes. Yes. I got it really bad last time, so I was gonna bring my own, so I just wanted to make sure. All right, awesome. Thank you.
Pop that emergency, Elsie, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna go to the chat. If you have any questions, feel free to keep unmuting yourself and pop in. Okay, it looks like Britt answered Jennifer's question. Brooke, if leaders are staying for both camps, we'll be able to wash laundry like we were last year. Yes, we will have washing machines, dryers, we will have laundry detergent, all of that. We'll make sure you guys are able to wash your laundry.
Hey, Emma, can I add something?
Juan answered it. Yeah.
If you're staying for both camps, if you're serving at both high school and middle school, I know in the past that we've done a few different things on getting you connected with your group, your middle school group on transition day. The plan for this year, if you're serving at both camps, high school, then middle school, is we're actually going to have the church's 14 passenger bus that we're going to drive back Wednesday morning in. It'll probably either be me or another leader on our church staff who drives you back. One of the problems we encountered last year was middle school parents and students weren't able to meet their leader at check-in because all of the middle school leaders were coming from camp still and arrived at noon, and parents had to wait to meet their leaders. So we're going to come back Wednesday morning early, and we'll get you set up. We will feed you breakfast for those specific leaders who are serving at both camps, and we'll make sure you're set up. I just wanted to add that just to so you know in advance you'll be coming back with one of us on the bus Wednesday morning to get connected with your small group leader, and then come back on the big bus. I wanted to make sure that was clear. So like I'm looking at Carl. Carl, you'd be one of those guys that's kind of do a transition day, drive up, drive back kind of deal.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's super helpful. All right, Brody says, am I allowed to drive myself to camp so I can go straight to UCF for class? Brody, will you email me? I'm totally fine with you so that you can get to class. We want you to get to class, but it will help me to know that your car is going to be there for SEU purposes. So just email me that. That'll be helpful. Anna, silly question. Will we have access to fridges to store energy drinks or fruit? Anna, maybe. I don't know off the top of my head. I would not count on it. So I would prepare to not have it and to not have access. There are common spaces. The reason I don't know is that there are common spaces in our dorms, and sometimes they have fridges that are accessible to us and sometimes they're not. So I would not count on it, but you might be pleasantly surprised when you get there that you have access to that. Sometimes those doors are locked, which is why I say don't count on that.
And Emma, can I add something else on leader stuff? Okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, this year, we're not able to provide a leader lounge like we have in the past. We were just looking at the cost of what it takes to do camp, and we're trying to make sure it's not too expensive for our students, and there's costs attributed to it. And so this year, we are doing our best to provide moments to care for you because we want you caffeinated and we want you cared for. And so Emma did mention the leader drops. We're going to schedule in intentional times just to give you a little boost, give you a little something to keep you going. But in the past, I know we've had spaces to store stuff and hang for a minute. Unfortunately, this year we're not able to do that. We might be able to next year, but just don't count on that this year. In addition to what Emma said, but we'll do our best to care for you along the way.
Mariana says, will we know who our co-leader is on Saturday or before? Mariana, great question. Our goal is to get you guys our rosters on Wednesday. That is our goal. It might be really late at night, but we will strive to get you that information for who your co-leader is and who your students are on Wednesday. So you should know before Saturday. Things might change, so we ask that you guys just be flexible with that. We want to put everybody on the right seat on the bus on the but we'll hopefully get that to you by Wednesday. Kyle and Jennifer, does everybody ride the bus? Group leaders, staff support? Does staff support have the same arrival time? Staff support will hear directly from me, and so I will get you guys. Will be kind of on a similar schedule, but a more detailed schedule. So Jennifer, you'll get that from me, and then we ask that our small group leaders ride the bus with your students. It helps us for security reasons, safety reasons. It helps you connect with your students. So if there is a reason that you are not interested in riding the bus or can't ride the bus, please reach out to me. We are going to push everybody who's a small group leader to ride the bus. Jennifer, staff support's a little different, so I'll talk to you one-on-one about staff support stuff. Brooke says, will the high school girls be in the same dorm rooms as last year at the newer buildings? John, will you answer this question for me?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Um, yeah, so the girls are going to be in the same dorm buildings that they were in last year for high school. It's going to be the same setup for both for high school and middle school. So girls are going to be in the newer dorms. Boys are going to be in the quads and Jack and Jill dorms, and for high school, and then for middle school, girls are going to be in the quad slash Jack and Jill dorms, and boys are going to. Sorry, lightning's like going crazy over here. All right. Uh, boys are gonna be in the like more traditional style dorms. Um, so yeah.
Great, thanks, John. Juan answered Lisa's question about rec teams being together with their group. Rick, yes, we can connect one-on-one about that availability. Paula says in my group me, there's only one listed group chat and it has no messages. There should be two chats. I would scroll back up in this chat and try to download both of them. There are no messages right now. I just want everybody to get in there. We probably won't send any messages until about Saturday.
I have one more.
Paula, will it? Yep, go ahead, Elsie.
Sorry.
That's okay.
With Lisa speaking about the rec team, so will we know what our colors are beforehand? I don't remember if that was the case last time. It'll be on.
It'll be on your roster, so you'll have that hopefully by Wednesday.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Paula, will it be a problem for my car to be parked at the church for the whole time? No, that's also a great question. When you come for leader check-in, if your car is going to be parked at the church the whole time, we will have a vehicle release form that you can sign that lets our security team know that it's meant to be there. They know we have an event. They know cars will be parked, but having that information helps us. So actually, life hack, when you come in for leader check-in, take a picture of your car tag if you're going to keep it parked there so that we can have that for that form and you don't have to go back outside. So that's a great question, Paula. Rebecca asks, is it best practice to reach out to both parent and student once we have roster to introduce ourselves? Rebecca, that's also a great question. I would say best practice is to reach out to your parents of your students. For high school, you can totally reach out to those students. I would say sometimes the groups might change. So I might wait to make a student group chat until you're like on the bus or after, because kids go to the help desk and things get moved around and it might get confusing. But yes, we are going to, when we send you rosters, we're going to send you some information and say, hey, please send this out to your parents. Introduce yourselves. Tell them their rec color, especially middle school group leaders. Tell them to get ready for rec. We'll remind you of some things we want to communicate to our parents that we've already sent them an email about, but we also want to remind them again through you. So yes, when you get that roster on Wednesday, it will also come with a very long text from us with some things that we want you to reach out to your parents about. So yes, best practice is to reach out to your parents once you get the roster, especially if you're going to middle school camp. Parents would definitely be the best person to reach out to. For high school, you can totally reach out to students directly, but I think it might be less confusing to wait until the group is solidified, if that makes sense.
Emma, I'm going to add something to that as well. when you do reach out to your parents, for some parents or students have let us know ahead of time that they're either going to be arriving late or leaving early. We'll make a note of that on your rosters. So when you do reach out to parents, if you've got any of those notes on there, that might say, arriving 7:13 around 5 p.m. or whatever it might be. If you could connect with that parent specifically just to coordinate details, because you would be the primary point of contact for that parent throughout camp. And so you would be the person that would be receiving that student whenever they do arrive late, or taking them to their parent if they do need to get picked up early. So if you guys could just keep an eye out for any additional notes on your rosters next to some of your student names, and then make those connections specifically with those parents, to coordinate those details, that will help us out tremendously. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Laurie asked a question about where to park their car. David responded. I would say review that. That's super helpful. Also, in the email that I sent to you guys, I told you where are best places to park when you come for check-in. And then I also attached a map to the bottom of that email. And so if you're not familiar with our campus, I would highly recommend checking that email out, and just putting your eyes on where those parking lots are. All right. Any other questions?
I have another question.
Tell me, Elsie.
So I know you said this earlier. I know I couldn't really see the sheet that you had because it was like your face and then the sheet, so it was really small. I couldn't take a picture of it. So they're coming in at 11, and then what time are their kids coming in on Saturday?
Let me pull up that schedule. If someone else on the team has that faster than me, please feel free.
What was the question? I'm sorry. I was responding.
Elsie, I'm pulling
what
it up right now and I'll text you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
And I'll text you that list once we're done with this Zoom meeting. Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, anytime.
It's at 1:00 since I have it. Finally found it. If anyone wants to know, one of my special gifts is not technology, if you haven't already figured that out. Any other questions? All right. Well, again, thank you so much for your time, guys. I think we are wrapping this up about 4 minutes early. So great job to all of you. If you have any further questions, you can feel free to stay on the call and ask them, but you can also send me an email. We would love to get those answers to you. We're super grateful again for just the commitment that you guys have made to be the person you needed when you were younger for camp. We know it is going to be an amazing camp. I'm going to pray for us one last time before we go, and then we'll head out. All right. Jesus, thank you again for just this time that we've had together with these leaders, God. Again, I pray that you would just bless them as they prepare. I pray that they would meet with you regularly before they get on this bus to go to camp. God, I pray that you would just give them, again, energy, keep them healthy, keep them safe at camp. And God, I pray you would give them favor with the students that they're going to lead, with the co-leader that they're going to lead with. And God, I pray that after camp, they might be tired, but that they would be renewed. And that they would just have experienced real community and intimacy and presence from you, Lord. We love you. We're grateful for these leaders. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Anna.
Yeah.
Bye, Faith.